After about 15 years in the field, I kept wondering, why do these codependents keep going back to the same person? Or why, when they break up, do they find another person who is a different person in that a different face, maybe a slightly different personality, but they are the same, have the same psychological background? Why did my codependent clients keep going back to these emotional manipulators? And over time, I came up with this idea that there was, and it was a metaphor, and I love using metaphors. It's as if two people found each other because they fit perfectly in their personality. It was like a dance. You know, a dance, as we know, someone leads, right? And someone follows. A good dance is very well coordinated because the leader knows exactly what he's doing and the follower knows exactly what she is doing. And it could be vice versa with gender. And when we have a perfectly matched couple, we have a perfect dance couple that can win any dance award possible. So I started to use this metaphor, dancing, the codependent being the passive, and the narcissist or the emotional manipulator being the active or the active or controlling dance partner. And my clients started to get it. They started to get that they're involved in these relationships that feel good, that feel right, but they have to submit to someone who's controlling. And once the light bulbs go off in our therapy sessions, that's when we have opportunities to really reach our clients. So over time, I developed this metaphor, and it turned into an essay. And I'm going to read you the essay in a minute. But the essay was the very beginning of the seminar. It was the first step for me to turn this idea into something tangible and concrete, from which I would build and eventually write a seminar based upon codependency and codependents and narcissists. It was a big step for me personally and professionally, because once I can recognize a process or a pattern, that is when we can make a difference with our clients. But we can listen all day and be sympathetic and empathetic, which is a very important part of psychotherapy. But if we can't identify the patterns and dig deep between the unconscious motivations, it's difficult to help our clients grow beyond their dysfunctional patterns. So here is the abbreviated essay, and it's available on my blog, and at the very end of the essay is the URL if you want to see it in its entirety. Codependency, the dance. Or it's also called Codependency, Don't Dance. It depends on where it's written. I haven't picked I'm still struggling with the title that I want. Codependency, the codependency dance requires two people, the pleaser or fixer, and the taker or controller. This inherently dysfunctional dance occurs when one partner is a codependent and the other a narcissist or an addict. Codependents usually do not know how to emotionally disconnect or avoid significant relationships with individuals who are selfish, controlling, and harmful to them. They habitually enter into relationships with a partner who perfectly matches with their relationship pattern or dance style. Codependents are naturally the followers in the relationship dance. When their passive style is paired up with a partner whose dance style is controlling and self-confident, the dance sizzles with excitement, at least in the beginning. After many songs, what was once mesmerizing and exciting will usually transform into a dance that is defined more by drama, conflict, and feelings of being trapped. Whether the two are mesmerized or infuriated with each other, the compulsion to dance with the partner continues. Neither wants to sit the dance out. When a codependent and narcissist come together in a relationship, their dance unfolds flawlessly. The narcissistic partner maintains the lead and the codependent follows. Because the codependent gives up their power, the dance is perfectly coordinated. No one gets their toes stepped on. Typically, the codependent gives of themselves much more than their partners. As a generous but bitter partner, they seem to be stuck on the dance floor, always waiting for the next song, at which time their partner will finally understand their needs. The codependent pretends to enjoy the dance, but really feels anger, bitterness, sadness, and loneliness for not taking an active role in the dancing experience. When given a chance to stop dancing with the narcissistic partner, or comfortably sit out the dance until someone healthy comes along, they typically choose to continue their dysfunctional dance. The codependent dares not to leave the narcissistic dance partner, for they lack self-esteem and a sense of self-worth to sit the dance out. Being alone is the equivalent of feeling lonely, and loneliness is too painful of a feeling to bear. No matter how often the codependent tries to avoid unhealthy partners, they find themselves consistently on the dance floor, mesmerized by different songs, but with the same partner. This dance process is a reciprocal dance. It's a dance that requires two people who are actively involved to meet each other's needs. The narcissist or the emotional manipulator takes charge or leads the dance, but in doing so, he or she is over-focused or self-absorbed. They need to feel needed, they need to feel special, they need to feel valued, and they seek partners that submit to their desires. These are individuals that have a narcissistic quality to their personality. And we will talk a little bit later about exactly what is narcissism, both as a psychological concept and a personality disorder. Codependence, or the passive dance member, is absorbed with the dance. They're absorbed with meeting the needs of others, absorbed with making people happy. They require a partner to take care of. They feel special and needed through submission. So these two dance partners find that the dance is exciting and exhilarating, even though the codependent doesn't quite always feel like she or he is getting what they want. It is an enduring dance pattern, or it's an enduring relationship pattern that, despite consequences, continues.